Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back to some more 12-12 AD action for you today. Today we have the Battle of Sagrajas, a historical battle between the Almoravids and the Spanish forces. I was about to say and the Spanish, but it's more than one kingdom. That we have Castile here, we have Aragon, and we have Leon. We have a glorious 4v4 here in this historical scenario. It's already kicking off over here, as we have the Almoravids engaging against the Castilian forces up here on this hill. This is a very, very high, steep slope to be fighting on, but here you go. We've in fact got some of this Patana al-Rum here. It's like some cavalry, kind of, dressed like some Christian knights, but there you go. And here we go, more Hildagas coming in here trying to take them out. We actually got a King's Bodyguard, in fact, in here, in fact. And we do have clashes now on the other side as well. It's already getting underway, as we have plenty of this light shot cav going in, and it's actually being taken on by one of these Spanish ordered knights on their own. They've actually managed to take on 3 cav units on their own and winning. That is insane. We've got spears coming in now as well as support. We have got some caballeros in there as well, doing pretty good. And we've got some crossbow cav being forced already into action against caballeros down here in this early fight. Very, very nasty for the Muslims there, as they have already been pushed back as their cavalry here. We've got more heavy cav now coming over this first stand here, coming over. We'll see how they do. We have got infantry fights now taking place down here. But yes, the Battle of Sagrajas comes about after the Spanish have had great success in some other battles in the Spanish Peninsula and have forced back the Muslim invaders. The Muslims, Tifas, then call upon the Almoravids to then call a jihad and rally Islam to push back the Christian Crusaders. And they, in fact, in history do win this battle to the Muslims, so we'll see whether they can do so once again. Apparently there was about 2,500 Spanish at this battle. There is more than 6,000 at this one, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes down. Apparently the Muslims have about 3 times that many men, and we'll see how they can do in this one. We've got the peons going in here against these swords here. This should be a fairly even fight, I imagine, but we will see. Apparently most of the Christian forces were on horseback, but something that we just didn't decide to do. We didn't want an all-cav fight because, well, cavalry in 12-12 is goddamn super OP, so we gave them a fairly decent amount of cav, but we didn't want to give them too much. But as you can see already, the Spanish are broken through here. There is just a big gap in the line here between these two armies. This Almohad army over here, which you've got the Almohads and Granada representing the Almoravids, because there isn't actually an Almoravid faction. But yeah, so they are engaged. The battle was actually won by a second force arriving for the Almoravids that did in fact encircle and surround the Spanish. So this is what this force over here is representing, and it is now making its move to reinforce its allies. So we'll see how that goes. But as you can see, the Spanish and the Almohads battling away, or Granada, whoever it is that you want to say. Or I'll just call them the Almoravids. It's probably easier. But yes, if you're enjoying these 12-12 historical battles and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment show your support. They really do help out the channel with all your little interactions. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to make sure you don't miss a single battle as well, make sure you hit that notification bell so you are updated about all the streams and all the battles coming out on the channel. As you can see, we've got peons. I mean, these are light infantry, which you might think light infantry, but I mean, there's plenty of Muslim light infantry as well scattered about. Got some spears here as well, trying to have their influence. We've got a general here already going in as well. He needs to be careful. This first hand, though it's losing, is actually managing to hold up a lot of cavalry here. The Spanish players were not happy how strong this first hand cav was. We were yet to know how strong it was, and my gosh, it's pretty damn good. But over here, this barrel is already looking pretty damn dodgy for the Almohad player, or the Almoravids. The Spanish up here, the Castile, is managing to overwhelm and slowly kill off the cavalry here. They are beating it. They've got like some skirmish cav here, and it's just not as strong. I mean, they've got the pikes over here as well. These will be causing a bit of problems. Shouldn't really engage this piking. Should just leave it. Let it do its own thing. But then we've got swords here as well. Guzat, yeah, light swords there. The crossbows are probably the strongest thing. The heavy Andalusian crossbows, they are very, very good. Probably one of the only heavy crossbows in the game in the tier 1 period. So yeah, certainly a very good asset to the Almoravids in this game. At this point as well, we're seeing hammer and anvils currently taking place on all this heavy spear infantry here, routing it fairly easily with these rear charges and the cavalieros there, doing a really good job routing that. But the far flank over here has also seen some engagement. Now we have now got to see the arrival of the reinforcements, as we do have cavalry now making an appearance. There's still plenty of like Aragonese cavalry here as well yet to go in. Aragon was the last one, I think, of these players to go in. He's actually battling down here. He's got his Almogavirs here, these early infantry. They've actually got a lot of Javis. They're actually a very cool Javi unit. And they are throwing Javis while in combat, which seems a bit wrong, but there you go. And they are got some Gnets over here as well. These skirmish cabs they're going to have to deal with. Looks like some heavy shock cab there. I don't think they're going to do too well in that fight, but who knows. They're also getting focused down by skirmishers, which certainly will not be going well for the Gnets. Got a rear charge going on here, so these mercenary Vask, like these Javis here, getting routed for Leon as the first hand get in behind. And as well, we are seeing some spears as well surround these Spanish Order Foot Knights, which are Leon's backbone of their army here, their best infantry. But they're being held on, or held back by some heavy spears of the Almoravids, which they are a solid unit. But if you rear charge them, like any other unit, they will break. And as you can see, Spanish Order Foot Knights breaking through here, sending these medium melee infantry units sprawling. You can see the first hand as well. Has managed to hold up a bunch of cavalry units. And it's done its bit, but as my flank over here not looking too great. I'm already kind of being broken through on this side. My ally over here as well, also not looking great against this Castilian player. It's going to have to come down to the reinforcements on the far side to try and save the day. You can see the Castilian forces. I mean, they need to get out of combat really with these spears of the cab. I don't want to stay in that fight for too long. Yeah, you can see a lot of wavering starting to go on over here for the Muslims. They're actually breaking quite a bit. And we've got a general going up here. We've got General's bodyguard. We've got Leon's general bodyguard. He's a long way from his army, but he's actually engaging against these crossbows over here, trying to take them on. They are starting to lose. And it's not looking too great over here, to be honest, for the Muslims. You can see more wavering troops, but they're clinging on, and that's what they're going to do. As you can see, there's been a bit of a breakthrough here by the Almoravid forces. They try to break through here. They've actually broken some of these those Almogavirs. And they've got, what's in reserve here, Hildagos. So they need to send these guys forward to Aragon, really. They just got their heavy infantry sat here patiently, waiting for something. It needs to just get in there. You need to engage some of these remaining, like, sword infantry units that are otherwise winning their fight. I mean, these Mushat Jundi are not that great, but they're beating these Almogavirs. In fairness, the Almogavirs could definitely do it just like jabbing before they went into combat. And that's how they're going to weaken units. It seems they didn't really get too much of a chance. I don't know. But yeah, the reinforcements now arriving. The infantry's still a long way off. It's still a long, long way off. But as you can see here, the reinforcing cav starting to have its effect on the battlefield here. These Spanish Order Foot Knights starting to get overwhelmed by some fresh cav coming to the battlefield. But in fairness, the Spanish did keep a decent amount of cav in reserve themselves. This is a medium shock cav. It's managing to beat Spanish Order Knights. I don't know why it's managing to beat these guys and wave them at 46, but it is. What are these? The Cavaliers beating these camel. I was about to call them camel cav, but I don't know really what to call them actually. Camelry. They're beating them in melee. They are light shock of those camels, so yeah, they are expected to be beaten back there. And then you can see here, Spanish Order Foot Knights, they are starting to, well, not Spanish Order Foot Knights, just Spanish Order Knights, they are starting to lose. But yeah, you can see here the first hand over here doing a great job. This first hand is incredibly strong. It's really, really good to have. Definitely one of my favorite tier 1 cavalry units now. They are incredibly strong. We've got swords now going into combat, also trying to do some great damage as well. I think they were using their Gusat to try and get some kills with the Javis. As you can see here, though, the Guard Real, the Aragonese general, is not giving in. He's going to go and try and take on as many of these crossbows as possible. He's like, I'm going to kill as many goddamn Muslims as I can. And the Muslims are thinking the same. They want to take every one of these damn Christians down with them. They both want control of the Iberian Peninsula. Spanish Order Foot Knights are getting surrounded by some Mushat al-Jundi here that have been released because of that reinforcing cav that has now been able to secure that flank for them. But it's still not looking great on that far side there for the Muslims. They are still very much in the mud. And as you can see here, Peonies, crossbows being charged by cav here. They're battling away. They are wavering though. I don't know if generals have died. This is Castile. I don't know whether the Castilian general is dead. He may be. There's a general over here engaged for the Muslims, engaged with a Caballero of Castile, but he seems like he's winning that fight. The Slinger's still in there, actually engaged. Yeah, certainly a cool aspect that you see with the Iberians is like these varied skirmishes, like slingers and a lot more jabbies that you just don't see with the main in other periods and certainly in other parts of the world. Mainly just bows and crossbows. And you see here the Spanish Order Foot Knights fighting on valiantly against a host of Muslim invaders. The jihad seems to be going quite well in history. At the moment, seems like it might be recreated on this flank, certainly. I mean, these Spanish Order Foot Knights are breaking at 94 men, or wavering at 94 men. It's not a good sign. More of them over here. Hildagos these are, in fact.
Men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
What do we have here? Guardia Real, they are still running around trying to do some damage. Maybe they're going to try and get a rear charge here on these Mushat spears. They might just be about to do it here. Yeah, this should be a nice little charge. In they go. Slamming into the back of them. Really nice. That has actually broken the spears. Might relieve their swords, you know. Might break the crossbows. They are heavy Andalusian crossbows, though, so it's going to take a bit to kill them. But looks like they might just about do it. They are wavering. Crossbows there as well. Firing onto their general, I think. Trying to kill the general as much as possible. So it's always a good idea. Trying to do it. Yep, the hill looks like it's been secured for the Christians. But they are still managing to kill off a few slingers and things like that down there. And there's still some swords resisting up here. Castile on this hill has done a pretty good job. Secured it. Killed his Muslim army. You can't do much more than that. You can see here's the remaining few units that are left alive. But yeah, a few little bits of resistance here and there.
From the enemy. This is shameful.
I do like this early period like Spain. They've got some very strange looking helmets. I don't know why. They just kind of remind me like World War II helmets. Like the shape. Very interesting, I will admit. We've got these Javis over these avid skirmishers. Maybe they can get some rear shots. I don't know. There's certainly going to be a rear charge here from the first line. Here we go. Into the back of the Spanish infantry here. It comes. Slamming on in. And there you go, just plowed down. That poor Hildagos. Yeah, it was winning that fight and now it's broken. That is a sad thing to see. Beaten by those Gusat. And there you go. It's basically just the troops on this hill now that remain. So I'm just going to fast forward and I'll see you guys in a moment. I'm just going to make a quick cut because there's quite a few moments and I know it's just a lot of build up before we get there. So we are back. As you can see, the Spanish have decided to make a bit of a box up here on this hill. It's like their final defense is not going to stop the Muslim hordes from attacking this box. They've still got plenty of cav, and there are weak points. I mean, you can just charge the swords and just try and take them out. It's just like avoid the spears and the pikes. There's not much they can do about that. But yeah, as you can see, it's going to be a victory for the Muslim forces here today. History is going to be recreated. Sagrajas is going to be a Muslim victory. But yes, if you want to get involved in some of these 1212 AD battles and you want to like send your own in, then feel free to join our Discord. The link is down below in the description. It's a great little community with loads of Total War fans, and there's also a place where you can come and interact with myself or the subs if you're interested. But there you go, a great charge coming in. Actually, it was not a great charge. Charging uphill probably was not great for this cavalry. The cavalry now just trying to battle away with the swords. They're actually still managing to get some, to win decisively in the charge here. That's just the power of shock cav for you. But as you can see, the cavalry up at the top of this hill here is probably just going to wait patiently and then just charge. I mean, these are light spears. You could just charge them anyway. It doesn't really matter. Actually, yeah, all of these are light spears. Just charge them. Like, you'll break through. Bar the pikes, all of these are very much vulnerable and easy enough to take out. But as you can see, the cavs actually starting to break. They didn't manage to break through. I thought they might, but they did in fact fail. Bit of a sad thing to see. But yeah, I think the cav is just going to come slamming into the back of these spears. Here we go. In they go, just straight on through, and they're going to go into the archers. Wow. That is the momentum they carried with them. Jeez. That speed has been just violated in the crossbows break. They're into the back lines now. This is going to cause all sorts of problems. And here we go. The peons and I were just going to try and, like, the peon crossbows are going to just try and focus down and try and do what damage they can. The cavalry's in here chopping away. And then you can see the spears coming in for the Muslims. And they're going to try and spear troops in back. Actually, the Muslims as well have those same sort of like shaped helmets. Maybe it's just the style they go for in this period. But as you can see, seconds left and the cavalry should start to win this fight. Or just, well, not start to win this fight. The cavalry should help end this fight. And there you go. The pikes are probably going to be the last ones to hold on. They're elite, apparently. Peons are elite. Are they elite because they're able to hold a pike, or are they just elite pikemen? I don't know. But they're holding on. They are now engaged though with spears. They are vulnerable to a rear charge, and there's plenty of camel cav here waiting. But yeah, in the end, I mean, there's about, I don't know how many troops there are left for the Muslims. A fair few, I'd say a couple of thousand left. So fairly close, but not like in the end too close. A pair of victory actually, apparently. So there you go. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. I mean, yeah, my army, which I sent forward, yeah, basically annihilated. I came out with very little left. So yeah, well done to my Ascetic Monkey, to Thundernut, and to Bane, who were all playing as the Almoravid armies. I mean, I got 105 kills with spears. My general got 256, 118 with the swords, 188 with another, 154 with the crossbows, 107 with the slingers. First hand getting 70 kills. Then we have Ascetic Monkey, 150 with his spears. 374 with his cav down here, very good, and 327 with his gen there. Thundernut getting 114 with his Guzat. His first hand getting 250, 241. General getting 103, and his Mushat Jundi getting 112. The spears getting 124. Then we have Bane as a reinforcement army, 185 with his gen, 220 with his cav here, 356, 503 incredible kills. Really well done. That's all that really got kills because they were there to reinforce. Major Sharp playing as Aragon, getting 473 kills. The Guardia Real and his Hildagos getting 127. His Almogaveres getting 133. And then that's kind of it. Jakku playing as another Kingdom of Castile, getting a lot of kills with his cav, 248, 168. Yeah, lots of kills there. Pioneer Spears getting 182 kills. And then his swords getting 125 there. Then we have Adams playing as Kingdom of Castile. Had a lot of success on that hill. 193 kills with Pioneer Spears. 114 with the swords. 129 with the Hildagos there. And then we've got Holy Banana playing as the final army, Kingdom of Leon. 141 kills, 112 with another there. 112 with the Spanish Order Foot Knights, and then 127 with his Pioneers Spears, and then 196 with his General's Bodyguard. But there you go, guys. That is today's battle. I hope you did enjoy the Battle of Sagrajas. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. I'll see you in the next one.